Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss Chapter 9 of your ISC Plus 2 History book. The name of the chapter is Cold War, and we will be discussing Part 1 of this chapter. In this module of the chapter, I am going to discuss with the origin of the Cold War. Let us first understand the objectives of the topic. The first objective of the topic is to discuss the origin of Cold War, that under what conditions this phenomena of Cold War has come to existence. In the second objective, we will discuss the causes of the Cold War. Then we will discuss the course of the Cold War, what happened during the Cold War, and lastly, we will discuss how the Cold War ended. The objective of this module is to discuss the origin of the Cold War. We will discuss the conditions under which the Cold War has come into existence. In this module, I will be discussing with the historical background of Cold War. So let us start with the discussion of the origin of the Cold War. The Cold War started in 1945 and lasted till 1991. First, we need to understand the new terms related with this topic. The first word is the Second World War. World War II or the Second World War was a global war that lasted from 1939 to 1945. It involved the vast majority of world's countries, including all the great powers, forming two opposing military alliances, the Allies and the Axis powers. The next word is Allies powers. The group of countries that won the Second World War, comprising England, France, Russia, America, and China jointly, was called as Allies powers. Axis powers. The group of countries which were defeated in the Second World War, which comprised of countries like Germany, Italy, and Japan, was called as the Axis power. The next term is Cold War. The Cold War was a period of political tension between the Soviet Union and the United States and their respective allies. Here allies means their respective friends. Here we need to discuss who were the allies with the Soviet Union: People's Socialist Republic of Albania, People's Republic of Bulgaria, Czechoslovak Socialist Republic, Hungarian People's Republic, and Polish People's Republic were the main friends with the Soviet Union, whereas allies of United States were Canada, Denmark, Iceland, Italy, Norway, and Portugal. So basically, the Eastern Bloc and the Western Bloc, it was a conflict between the two big blocs, the Eastern Bloc, which was led by the Soviet Union, and the Western Bloc, which was led by America after World War II. The next word is communism. The political system in which the state owns and controls all the factories, farms, services, etc. and to aim to treat everyone equally is called as communism. Students, in this form of government, there is mostly one party that rules. There is no space for the opposition party, and all means of production are collectively owned by the government. That means private property doesn't exist in communism. The next word is capitalism. The economic system in which businesses are owned and run for profit by individuals and not by the state. In fact, this capitalism was quite contrary to communism. Here, in capitalism, it is believed that private property is a way for incentive, and this is a reason everything is controlled by the private organizations and individuals and not by the state. The next word is Yalta Conference. The Yalta Conference was also known as the Crimea Conference and code-named Argonaut was held from February 4 to 11, 1945. It was the meeting of the heads of government of the United States, the United Kingdom, and the Soviet Union to discuss the post-war reorganization of Germany and Europe. So after the Second World War, it was the first ever international organization which was held by the victor countries to decide about the future of Germany. The next word is Crimea. Students, we had already discussed that the Yalta Conference took place in the region of Crimea. So we need to understand what is Crimea. Crimea is a region and peninsula of southern Ukraine on the Black Sea and Sea Azov that you can see on your screen also. Here we need to understand what is peninsula. A peninsula is a piece of land that is almost entirely surrounded by water but is connected to the mainland on one side. This peninsula was scene of Crimean War. Crimean Wars was started in 1853 and lasted till 1856, in which a coalition of English, French and Turkish troops defeated the Russians. That means on one side there were the armies of England, France and Turkey which defeated the Russian armies. An autonomous or independent Russian republic was set up here in 1921. Later on it was transferred to Ukraine in 1954. In 2014, in an internationally disputed referendum, Crimea voted to cede from Ukraine. That means the people here voted that they do not want to be a part of Ukraine and they reintegrate with Russia. They again joined the Russian territory. Here a word referendum has come. Referendum means a direct and universal vote in which an entire electorate or the voter is invited to vote on a particular proposal. So after 2014, Crimea is an integral part of Russia. The next word is Iron Curtain. The Iron Curtain was a political boundary dividing Europe into two separate areas from the end of the Second World War in 1945 until the end of Cold War in 1991. The term symbolizes the effort of Soviet Union or USSR to block itself and its satellite states, means its dependent states, from open contact with the West and its allied states. West and its allied means the countries which were controlled by America. So it was an effort done by USSR that the Eastern European countries should be away from the Western European countries who were controlled by America. On the east side of the Iron Curtain were the countries that were connected to or influenced by the Soviet Union, while on the west side were the countries that were the members of capitalist group under America, or they were the neutral countries who were not involved in any group. The next word is Potsdam Conference. The Potsdam Conference was held on July 17 to August 2, 1945. It was the last of the World War II meetings held by the Big Three heads of the state. It featured American President Harry H. Truman, British Prime Minister Winston Churchill and his successor, who became Prime Minister after him, Clement Attlee, and the Soviet Premier Joseph Stalin. The talks established a Council of Foreign Ministers and a Central Allied Control Council for administration of Germany. In the Potsdam Conference, the Big Three leaders, Truman, Churchill, and Joseph Stalin, decided the fate of Germany, that Germany would be divided into 4 zones. The leaders arrived at various agreements on the German economy, punishment for war criminal, land boundaries and reparations. Students, here reparation means the money that Germany has to pay for the loss of the winning countries to them. Although talks primarily centered on post-war Europe, the Big Three leaders also issued a declaration demanding unconditional surrender from Japan. Because at this point of time, Japan was the only country in the Axis power which has not accepted yet its defeat. And it ordered also Japan to accept the defeat so that Japan can be saved from any further damage. However, this proposal was not accepted by Japan. The next word is Non-Aggression Pact. On August 23, 1939, shortly before World War II, which started in 1939 and lasted till 1945, Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union surprised the world by signing the German-Soviet Non-Aggression Pact, in which the two countries agreed to take no military action against each other for the next 10 years. Hitler, the Nazi ruler, hated communism. Still, he had signed a non-aggression pact with Russia so that France and Russia could not become more closer. The next word is Fulton speech. Fulton's speech or Iron Curtain speech was delivered by former British Prime Minister Winston Churchill in Fulton, Missouri on 5th March 1946. In his speech, he stressed the necessity for the United States and Britain to act as the guardians of peace and stability against the menace of Soviet communism. By Fulton's speech, Prime Minister Winston Churchill has criticized Soviet Russia to spread communism forcibly to the countries of Eastern Europe. He also urged America to come closer to England in international sphere and work against the rising danger of communism in the world. Now let us discuss the beginning of the Cold War or how the Cold War has originated. Cold War is the title given to a period of tension between the two superpowers, the United States of America and the Soviet Union or USSR. The conflict grew initially from ideological differences due to the fact that Soviet Union was a communist country. Here, students, you need to understand what is a communist country. A country where all means of production are kept under government control and only one political party exists. Whereas America was a capitalist democratic country. It means a country where all means of production are privately owned and opposition parties also exist. So this was the main reason that this ideological difference between USA and USSR gave birth to the phenomena of Cold War. But despite the differences, the USA and USSR were able to join together in an uneasy wartime alliance against Nazi Germany during World War II. Though there were ideological differences between USA and USSR, which we had already discussed, still they cooperated with each other because both these countries were against Nazi ideology. However, once the war was won, this wartime alliance began to fall apart, and the ideological differences between the two developed into outright hostility. And this period of hostility or tension between USA and USSR was termed as Cold War. The term Cold War had an American origin. The term was first used by Bernard Bloch, who observed on 16th April 1947, "Let us not be deceived today. We are in the midst of a Cold War." So this was the first time that the world people came to know about this phenomena of Cold War. The term was picked up by Walter Lippmann, who through his book on the Cold War popularized this idea further. Now let us discuss the background of the Cold War or the origin of the Cold War, and actually this phenomena existed from the Second World War. The wartime unity among the Allied powers was very soon lost. Students, here Allied powers means the group of countries who have won the Second World War. These countries were England, France, Russia, America, and China. No doubt, the Allied countries have cooperated with each other during the Second World War, but differences started to grow after the Second World War. They failed to come to an agreement about the terms and conditions of the treaty to be imposed on Germany. There were differences amongst the Allied countries that we have discussed now only, England, France, Russia, America, and China, that what should be the terms and conditions of the treaty which they have to impose on Germany. The political condition of Europe began to improve since February 1945, and the end of the war became almost certain. With the surrender of Germany and Japan, it became clear that the Second World War was going to be over. So the Allied powers now felt the necessity of drawing up the outlines of peace treaties regarding the future of Europe. At the London Conference 1944, America, Britain, and Russia agreed about the plan of partitioning Germany among themselves. The final settlement was made at Yalta in Russia in February 1945. So the London Conference was the first conference where the winning countries met together and decided that they would divide Germany amongst themselves. They also decided that they would have a meeting in 1945 at Yalta to decide about the final future of Germany. Now let us discuss what happened in the Yalta Conference. The areas of Germany were divided between Poland and USSR. On your screen you can see green line here, which was called as the Curzon line, by which the areas were divided between Poland and USSR. Over here with the pink color you can see the areas which were given to USSR, and this peach color light shows the areas like Wrocław and Gdansk which were given to Poland. And this was one of the important feature of the Yalta Conference. In the Yalta Conference, the following decisions were taken. Students, Yalta, we had already discussed, was in Crimea, which is a part of Russia. So following decisions were taken in the Yalta Conference. Number 1, it was decided to form an international organization, United Nations Organization for the Preservation and Maintenance of International Peace. It was resolved to make Germany free from Nazi influence. That means Nazism was forever ended from Germany. Germany would be divided into 4 zones, each under the control of America, Britain, France, and Russia. These were the 4 big allied countries which had won the Second World War, so it was decided that Germany would be divided amongst these 4 powers. Number 4, similar arrangements were to be made for Austria. Liberal reforms were to be introduced in Germany and Nazi war criminals had to be punished. That means those who were the followers of Nazism and they were caught by the allied countries, they were to be punished now. Germany had to pay heavy reparation to allied powers. Students, reparation means money that Germany had to pay to the allied countries for their loss during the Second World War. Free elections would be allowed in the Eastern European states. These were the states which were under the influence of Germany before the Second World War. The next provision was the fate of Poland was also decided here. When the Russian army swept through Poland, a communist government was set up there. But there was another Polish government in exile at London. It was decided at Yalta that some members of the non-communist government should be allowed to join the communist government. In return, Russia was allowed to keep a strip of eastern Poland, which she annexed in 1939. As Russia agreed that non-communist members could also join the communist government, so in return she was given a strip, a small area of coastal eastern Poland, which she had already annexed in 1939. Though Yalta Conference was held to decide about the future of Germany, still there were many questions which were not discussed. So the next meeting was held in 1945 at Potsdam in Germany. So let us discuss about this conference. The Potsdam Conference was held in Germany. In this, Germany was divided into 4 zones. Over here, with the red color, you can see the area which was given to Soviet Union. This dark blue color shows the area which was given to America. Here it was the area which was given to England, and a small area was also given to France, which was called as the French zone. In the Potsdam Conference, the Allied countries tried to resolve their differences over Germany. The Potsdam Conference of 1945 was the last of the series of the wartime conference of the Allied powers. This conference revealed a distinct cooling off in relation. That means the relation between the Allied countries deteriorated by this Potsdam Conference. The 3 leaders present at the beginning of the conference were Stalin, Truman, and Churchill. Churchill was the Prime Minister of England. Truman was the President of America and Stalin was the president of USSR. Later, Churchill was replaced by Clement Attlee, the new British Prime Minister of Labour Party or D-Labour Party's election victory. It was agreed that Germany would be disarmed, the Nazi Party should be disbanded, and the Nazi leaders would be tried as war criminals. In the Potsdam Conference, decision was taken that Germany would not be allowed to have any armament. The Nazi Party would be totally ended, and the Nazi leaders would be punished, and they would be declared as the war criminals. As Russia had incurred the greatest loss due to the aggression of Germany, she would get half of the reparation collected from Germany. Students, in the module of the course of the Second World War, I had already discussed with you that when Germany attacked on Russia, it controlled its major cities like Leningrad and Moscow. So Russia had to bear great losses due to this attack by Germany. No doubt, ultimately, Russians defeated Germany, but still, keeping this thing in view that Russia was a country which had to bear maximum loss, it was decided that whatever Germany would pay as war reparation, its half would be given to Russia. Here, war reparation means the money that Germany had to pay to the victor countries for their loss in the Second World War. The main disagreement occurred over Poland because a portion of Poland had already been occupied by Russia and a pro-communist government had already started functioning there. Moreover, this pro-communist government had already expelled some 5 million Germans living in the region, and this had not been agreed to at Yalta. America was not satisfied that Russia would get half of the war reparation of Germany. Along with that, Russia was also getting Poland. So this was the biggest controversy in the Potsdam Conference. In the Potsdam Conference, it was also not decided whether and when the 4 zones of Germany would be allowed to join together to form a united country again. We had already discussed that Germany was divided into 4 zones. It was divided between England, France, America, and Russia. But the date till when these 4 zones will be there and when they can have a joint one country was not discussed in the Potsdam Conference. Truman, who was the American president, and Churchill, the British Prime Minister, were not happy as the Russian troops had already occupied east of the Oder-Neisse region of Germany. So according to American President Truman and the British Prime Minister Winston Churchill, Russia was getting more from the Potsdam Conference as compared to the other countries, and this was the reason of their disagreement. On your screen, you can see that Germany was divided into 4 zones. The East Germany was given to Soviet Union. The West Germany was given to England. This area of Frankfurt was given to United States, and this area with the orange color was given to France. When the Potsdam Conference was going on, the American Air Force dropped 2 atom bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki of Japan. On Hiroshima, the bombardment was done on 6th August 1945 and the bomb was thrown on Nagasaki on 9th August 1945. America maintained secrecy about this deadly weapon, and this gave rise to Russia's suspicion and apprehension about the military potentiality of Britain and America. So no doubt, Japan was the victim of the nuclear bombs thrown on it by America, but it began a period of suspicion between America and USSR. Where on the one side America was showing its nuclear power to the world, on the other hand Russia's activities in Poland perturbed the Western powers. Henceforth, mutual suspicion, distrust and hostility among the wartime partners began to develop. The relation became more critical when Stalin, in his speech of February 1946, said that communism and capitalism could never live peacefully together and that future wars were inevitable until the final victory of communism was achieved. So by this controversial speech, Stalin had made clear to United States and England that communism should be the sole ideology that should exist in the world. And this suspicion started the way for beginning of the Cold War. Now let us discuss what were the effects of the Potsdam Conference. Churchill, who was the Prime Minister of England, responded to Stalin's statement by his famous Fulton speech of 1946. He was targeting Soviet Union that Soviet Union has separated the Eastern European countries from the Western European countries. So he had drawn a curtain in the Europe which was called as the Iron Curtain policy of Soviet Union. Churchill then called for Western alliance which would stand firm against the communist threat. So Churchill was asking America and other Western countries to stand against the growing danger of communism in the world. This Fulton speech thus helped to widen the rift between the Eastern and the Western Europe. The Second World War greatly modified the relative positions of the great powers. The fall of the Axis powers. Students, here Axis power means the group of countries which were defeated in the Second World War, which mainly consisted of Germany, Italy and Japan. So the fall of the Axis power gave rise to Russia the chance to consolidate her influence in the Eastern Europe. Since Germany, Italy and Japan had lost their powers in the Second World War due to the fact that they were defeated in the Second World War. So it gave impetus to Russia to make its influence more stronger on the countries which were initially under the control of Germany. Soviet influence now became paramount on Hungary, Romania and Bulgaria. In these countries, People's Republic had been set up, which was backed by Moscow. In Czechoslovakia, the communists captured power with the Russian help. So Russia was making its influence felt in the Eastern European countries. Children, this map on your screen, you can see the Soviet bloc. Here with the red color, you can see the Soviet Union. Then the pink shade shows the satellite states or the states which were under the control of Soviet Union, to whom Soviet Union had promised that in case of any war, the Soviet Union or USSR would help them. So these satellite states were Poland, Czechoslovakia, East Germany, Hungary, Romania, and Bulgaria. The purple color shows those states which were with USSR till 1948, like Yugoslavia, and later on they have changed the side. They have went with the capitalist bloc. And one here with this yellow color, you can see Albania, which were with the USSR till 1960. Though a temporary non-aggression pact was concluded with Germany before the Second World War, still Russia reacquired most of the territories lost during the First World War. Estonia, Lithuania, Latvia, and portions of Poland and Finland were recovered by Russia. Thus, from the Baltic Sea to Aegean, a long line of states were linked under Russian protection and control. So this growing popularity of communism in the European countries alarmed America and England to stand against communism. This map shows the areas which Russia has got after the Potsdam Conference. As Russia was a country which has to face maximum loss in the Second World War, so this was the reason that Russia had got these places like Ukraine, Belarusia, Poland, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Finland. So all these places were given to Russia. In Eastern Europe, two states named Greece and Turkey remained outside the orbit of Russia because of American economic and military assistance. Leaving Greece and Turkey, rest of the European countries which were there in the Eastern Europe, they were the satellite states of USSR. That means Russia emerged from the Second World War as a dominant power in Europe, and ideological differences between America and Russia were the potent cause for the rise of Cold War phenomena in the European history. Students, in this module, we have discussed the origin of the Cold War. We have also discussed the Yalta Conference and the Potsdam Conference. By both these conferences, the fate of Germany was decided and Germany was divided into 4 zones. But differences in the Potsdam Conference resulted into the Cold War phenomena in the world history. These are the questions we have discussed in this module. Define Cold War, define Allies power, define Axis power. What do you understand by policy of Iron Curtain followed during Cold War period? Next question is, when was London Conference held and what was the most crucial decision taken in it? Question number 6, what was the disagreement about Poland in the Potsdam Conference? Next question is, Churchill remarked, from Stettin in the Baltic to Trieste in the Adriatic, an iron curtain has descended across the continent. Comment on the statement. And the last question is, how did Russia become dominant power after the Second World War? On your screen, you can see a YouTube link. To get more information on this topic, you can explore this link. I hope you have understood the topic. With the help of this explanation and internet, you are advised to make notes of this topic. We'll meet you in next session. Till then, have a nice day.